What if I told you that one retirement mistake could cost you over $100,000? Not because the stock market crashed, not because you made a bad investment, but because of a decision that millions of Americans make every year without realizing the consequences.
And the scary part? Most people don't discover the mistake until it's too late to fix it.
Today, we're talking about 7 retirement mistakes that quietly drain savings, reduce income, and create financial stress.
These aren't mistakes made by irresponsible people. They're mistakes made by hardworking people who thought they were doing everything right.
And if you're between 45 and 65, there's a good chance at least one of these mistakes could affect you.
Before we dive in, welcome to the channel.
Every week, we'll be having straight conversations about retirement, investing, Social Security, taxes, healthcare costs,
And the financial decisions that shape your future. My role is simple. I'm here to ask the questions many of you are already thinking.
and I'll do my best to provide practical answers without the confusing financial jargon. Last year, I spoke with a man who had done almost everything right. He worked for more than 30 years, he contributed to his retirement accounts, he avoided debt, he built a nest egg worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Sounds like the kind of person most people would want to be.
That's what I thought too. But there was one problem. A decision he made in his early 60s ended up costing him tens of thousands of dollars. And he didn't realize it until years later.
Wait a second. How does that happen? How can someone do almost everything right and still lose that much money?
Because retirement isn't a test where you get rewarded simply for working hard. Sometimes the biggest financial mistakes aren't obvious. They're hidden inside decisions that seem completely reasonable at the time.
And that's what worries me. Because if a smart person can make a mistake like that, how many other people are doing the exact same thing right now without realizing it?
More than most people think. In fact, some of the most expensive retirement mistakes are being made every single day by people who believe they're on the right track.
That's honestly a little unsettling.
It should be, because these mistakes don't send you a warning letter. They don't trigger an alarm. You usually discover them years later.
When fixing them becomes much harder or impossible.
And by then, you're already relying on your retirement slate. That's why today we're counting down 7 retirement mistakes that can quietly drain your wealth, reduce your retirement income, create financial stress when you least expect it.
And these aren't rare mistakes, are they?
Not at all. In fact, there's a good chance you've heard advice that could lead to one of them.
Well, now I'm nervous.
Good, because the sooner you understand these mistakes, the easier they are to avoid. Let's start with number 7, waiting too long to create a retirement income plan.
What exactly does that mean? Because most people hear retirement planning and think saving money.
That's the problem. Many people spend decades focusing on how to build their retirement savings, very little time thinking about how they'll actually use that money once they
retire.
While you're working, your paycheck does most of the heavy lifting. Once you retire, your savings have to replace that paycheck.
Can you give us an example?
Sure. Let's say someone retires with $700,000.
Most people would feel pretty good about that.
They would, but without a plan, they may withdraw too much too soon. They may fail to account for taxes and healthcare expenses.
And those small decisions can add up?
Very quickly. A retirement plan helps answer questions before retirement begins. How much can you safely withdraw? When should you claim Social Security?
So retirement isn't just about how much money you've saved. It's also about how you use it.
Exactly. And that's why this mistake deserves a place on our list, totally avoidable.
All right. What's retirement mistake number 6?
Underestimating healthcare costs.
I think a lot of people assume Medicare takes care of everything.
And that's one of the biggest misconceptions in retirement. While Medicare can be incredibly valuable, it doesn't cover everything. There are premiums, deductibles, prescriptions, dental care, vision expenses, and potentially long-term care costs.
So even people with good retirement savings can be surprised by medical expenses?
Absolutely. And the challenge is that healthcare costs tend to increase as we get older. The mistake is there are underestimating how much they can impact your retirement
Which
budget.
means if you're planning for retirement, healthcare shouldn't be an afterthought.
Exactly. It should be part of the plan from the beginning.
And judging by your list, I'm guessing things get even more expensive from here.
They do. And retirement mistake number 5 catches far more people than you'd expect. Retirement mistake number 5, claiming Social Security at the wrong time.
I always thought most people just started collecting it as soon as they were eligible.
Not necessarily. For many people, claiming early can permanently reduce their monthly benefit. On the other hand, waiting longer can significantly increase those monthly payments.
So there isn't one right age for everyone?
Exactly. The best time depends on your health, whether you're still working, your other sources of income, and even whether you're married. It's a very personal decision.
So if someone simply claims benefit because their friend did, they could be making an expensive mistake.
That's exactly right. A decision you make in your early 60s can affect your income for the rest of your life. The best time it's worth taking the time to understand your options before filing.
It sounds like patience can actually pay off.
In many cases, it can. The key is making an informed decision instead of a rushed one.
All right, we're halfway through the list.
Retirement mistake number 4, ignoring inflation.
Inflation has been in the news a lot over the past few years, but how does it affect someone who's already retired?
Imagine retiring today with a comfortable income. Everything feels affordable. But 10 or 15 years later, Groceries cost more. Utilities cost more. Insurance costs more. Healthcare costs more. If your income doesn't keep up,
Your purchasing power slowly disappears. So even if someone saves enough for retirement today, it might not be enough 20 years from now?
that's exactly the concern. Many people plan for today's expenses, but forget that retirement can last 20 or even 30 years.
During that time, inflation quietly increases the cost of everything, and because it happens gradually, people may not notice it right away.
It's one of those risks that works in slow motion. You don't feel it overnight, but over time, it can significantly reduce what your money is able to buy.
So a retirement plan shouldn't just focus on having enough money today, it also needs to account for rising costs in the future.
That's right.
So we've reached the top 3. I'm guessing these are the mistakes that can have the biggest impact.
They absolutely can. Mistake number 3, carrying too much debt into
I
retirement.
can see why that's a problem, but don't most people hope to pay off their debt before they retire?
Unfortunately, many don't. Some enter retirement with mortgages, car payments, credit card balances.
Why is that such a big issue?
Because once your paycheck stops, every monthly payment takes a bigger bite out of your retirement income. Money that could be used for travel, hobbies, or simply enjoying retirement ends up going toward debt instead.
So it's not just about the amount you owe, it's about the pressure those payments create every month. So the closer someone gets to retirement, the more important it becomes to have a plan for reducing debt.
That's right. Even small improvements before retirement can make a big difference later.
All right, we're down to the final 2.
Mistake number 2, too conservative with your investments too early.
That surprises me. I would have thought playing it safely what retirees should do.
Playing it safe has its place, but putting everything into cash or very low-risk investments too early can create another problem.
Your money may not grow enough to keep up with inflation. So trying to avoid risk can actually create a different kind of risk?
Exactly. Retirement might last 20 or even 30 years. Your money still needs an opportunity to grow.
So retirement isn't about avoiding all risk.
It's about finding the right balance. That's the key. Every situation is different, but having an investment strategy that matches your goals and timeline is incredibly important.
That brings us to number 1.
Retirement mistake number 1, not having a retirement plan.
Wait, isn't saving money the retirement plan?
Saving is only one part of it. A retirement plan is much bigger than a number in your account. It answers questions like, how much income will you need each month? When should you retire? How will you handle taxes, healthcare, inflation, market downturns, unexpected expenses? Without a plan, you're making decisions as they happen.
So it's like starting a road trip without knowing where you're going.
Exactly. You'll take unnecessary detours. A plan gives your savings a purpose. It helps you make confident decisions instead of emotional ones.
And I think that's been the theme throughout today's conversation. None of these mistakes happen because people are careless.
That's exactly right. Most people making these mistakes have worked hard, saved consistently, and genuinely want to make good financial decisions. The good news is that every mistake we've talked about today is avoidable with the right information and a little planning.
Let's do a quick recap. We covered waiting too long to create a retirement income plan, underestimating healthcare costs, claiming Social Security at the wrong time, ignoring inflation, carrying too much debt into retirement, becoming too conservative with investment, and finally, not having a retirement plan.
If today's conversation helped you think differently about retirement, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's planning for retirement or already enjoying it. One conversation today could help someone avoid a costly mistake tomorrow.
And if you'd like more simple conversations about retirement planning, investing, Social Security, be sure to subscribe. We've got a lot more topics coming your way.
Thanks for spending time with us today. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.